What do we do when the people that claim to be the moral authority in our country tend to be some of the most morally bankrupt people in our country? It's an issue we talked about in our episode of Drop the Stones that came out last week, where we're talking about this idea that the religious mindset has to claim that they have the moral authority in our country because it was given to them by God. The morals that they dictate and want to instill upon all of the world is a direct revelation from God. And you look at what they do, and if you were to be objectively just look and see how they treat others in this world based on just their own preferences, nothing that affects anyone else in this world, they are going to claim to be morally impure. Things that have no consequence whatsoever to anybody in society other than the fact that it's a preference of someone else. They claim to be morally bankrupt on this. And they want to claim this is because of what God has told them. And this is where religion is very dangerous in the world, because it wants to force these ideals on everyone else, because we can't live in a world where our God is going to be upset because his rules aren't being followed. And we're going to claim that he has this moral authority. And it brought up a question on the episode where we're talking about Pharaoh. And it was something that I've asked a couple times to pastors, Candy had asked a couple times to pastors, of what is the deal with Pharaoh? Because it seemed like when he was given all the plagues, after each one, he wanted to relent and let the Jewish people go. But it says God hardened his heart and forced him to even tighten the belt a little bit more and say, no, these people aren't going to go. And I remember getting the response of, well, sometimes in our lives, God has to have people there to be this obstacle, this test of our faith. And it just led me to the idea of God creates these people in the world that he is going to ultimately put in eternity for punishment because they won't believe in him, because he hardened their heart, which makes the Christian feel even better because they've been chosen. They weren't one of the people to be used as a tool against them. And it just completely dismisses the idea of free will and free choice and puts us back into, no, I picked you and not you in this situation. Where's the morality in that? Where is the justification in this? Because they'll claim God is just and all absolute justice and all absolute morality. But he's willy-nilly picking people to keep with him for whatever purposes, and others to punish for eternity based on nothing else other than the fact that they were useful in that situation to prove his might and power in the world. When you're deriving your morality from a God that acts like this, you're going to have corrupted morality.